What's up? How you doing? Here we are, Sunday evening, dinner time. Dinner time, a little bit cool out, not bad. Fires are still raging. The wind is supposed to pick up tonight. We'll see how bad that gets. And I think tomorrow too, there's going to be some wild winds blowing. So, wind fuels fires, speeds them up. So hopefully it's not that bad, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, we're having chicken tonight. This one has been marinating for 24 hours. This is 2 chicken breasts flattened out. Alright, so this one here is cilantro, chili powder, and a little bit of salt. And it's about 24 hours now. I'm a big fan of cilantro. Here we have fresh chicken. I'm going to put salt and pepper, and then later on we have some special spiced sauce. Going to add that in there. Kind of heavy. Make horseshoes on that. All right. So I remember the summer of 1988. Yes, I was going to say Yosemite, but Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park was on fire. And at first, they decided they were going to let it burn itself out, clear the vegetation, and it would go out on its own. But it got bigger and bigger and bigger. I think it started off with several small fires, and they combined. Then they started fighting it, and every day the news would show images of Yellowstone burning. It was crazy. At the end, the only thing that put it out was the weather. Autumn came, and rain came with it, snow, and the fire went out. But in this situation, it's worse because people live there. At the Yellowstone fire was, you know, I don't know how many people lived in there, but it wasn't, they evacuated everybody, so there wasn't, I think there were a couple people that died, sad enough, but it wasn't like the catastrophe we're seeing out here, where thousands of homes have gone up, and, you know, it's not just shrubs and trees, but I remember that summer, I was thinking, what's it going to take to put this out? And I think 35% of the forest burned up that year, which shows you like 800,000 acres, and that's only 35%. Big place. I mean, I've been there. I've been there a few years ago. Well, probably like, what year was that I went? Like 20 plus years ago. Beautiful place, Yellowstone. Better than Jellystone. Anyway, we start here. We salt, we pepper it up, a little extra pepper, and then we build, and we reverse after. I will clean these things after. But fire is very, very tragic. All these things are. It's not just fire. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. There's like a million ways to take you out. But I don't know, something about fire. And I mean, earthquakes, they generate fires as well. You know, you get gas lines breaking, spark happens as the pipe breaks, you have an ignition, boom, fire. And those are really hard to put out. I remember the Iraq War, where Hussein was losing badly. The Iraq War meaning the one in the Kuwait invasion. And he was losing badly, and at the end he lit up the oil wells So they had these images from space. You could just see, you know, the smoke rising from these oil wells, and those are impossible to put out. Water doesn't work, obviously. So at the end, they used explosives. So they would get in there with a long pipe or whatever, explosives on the end, put the explosive there and hit the button, and the explosive would go off, starving the oxygen, you know, the fire of oxygen, and then the fire would go out immediately. And they did that over and over and over and over. Guys in there with raincoats. They looked like Gordon the Fisherman going in there with a, you know, an explosive device. But just crazy stuff. Telling you, every day, every minute of every day, there's a tragedy somewhere. And it doesn't matter who you are, how much money you have, what you believe in, doesn't matter. It's going to come to you sooner or later in different degrees. This is a very flavorful pepper. Got these little pieces on the side here. Feel like going inside and relaxing, watching some Family Feud with Steve Harvey. Big fan of that show. I'm a big fan of game shows, but every night I watch Family Feud with Steve Harvey. So extra fresh chicken. I got it at the at the meat market. Now if you look at Yellowstone now, you would never be able to tell that there was a fire there a lot of years ago. You know, we're talking here like what, 45 years back, right? Almost 50. No, not 50. Like 36 years, something like that. But, you know, stuff grows. Even here, I don't know if I mentioned it the other day, but many years ago there was a station fire, the area up here by the mountains, and I used to go hiking in there before the fire, and then we're up in the air flying in, and the fires were raging, and you look out your window and it was like crazy. You know, you'd see the mountains were on fire, and this is at nighttime when you could really see the fire. And a few months went by, I was out hiking in that area, and so I was hiking with a bunch of people, and we decided to go the other way where the fire had happened, on the back side of the mountain. And so we ended up going that way, and everything was burnt. Everything was burnt. All the bushes, the trees, nothing was left except outlines of the trees themselves. And then time went by like it usually does. I went back to that location, and all of a sudden we looked, and everything was growing like crazy. everything, shrubs. Yeah, little trees coming in. Whole place was green on the backside. So nature recovers, but you know, human beings, that's another issue, you know, people that have lost their homes. It's very sad situation. You lose your home. Got another piece here. This is a good size one. I should probably cut it in half. And these people that decide, I think I want to go loot. Where do you find that inside you to get the energy to go and loot somebody's house that's going through hell right now? Disgusting, you know. It's like, you know, you have no humanity inside you to tell you not to do that. Nothing, no conscience, no empathy, nothing. You're gonna go loot, steal people's stuff. All right, now we reverse it. Mama's boy going home, rushing to get home, get a little kiss on the cheek, on the forehead by their mom, and then they go in the basement, sleep. I'd do this. So yeah. But tonight, right now, the air is really clean right now. And sky is clean, sky is clear. You can see the big moon, Jupiter, Mars, Uranus. They're all up there right now. You wait long enough on this planet and there's a new tragedy being loaded up right now, ready to come into reality. Always something. I did forget the garlic, huh? So I'm gonna have to get the garlic. Alright, and then you have these little teeny weeny baby pieces. Okay, I'm gonna get the garlic. Cannot forget that. Everybody will notice. And then they'll say, would you forget the garlic? And then I'll have to say, I forgot the garlic. So I'll be back in a flash. Alright, I am back. Garlic. Here we go. Do it again. As the song says, things I did not know at first, I learned by doing twice. So it's kind of similar here. Things I did not do at first, I did by doing it the second time. It's from the song The Entertainer by Billy Joel. Yeah, it doesn't take that long. One time, where my grandparents lived, same house since I was a little kid, you know, they lived there. And we'd go visit, and on the corner at the top of this street was a Cuban restaurant. Cuban. And I'd never gone in there, ever. You know, we never stopped. We never stopped there. We kept going down further where they lived. And then when I got older, one day I was in that area, I was hungry. And I was looking for a place to eat. And I happened to be in that area, so I saw that place in front of me, you know, Cuban. It was you know, they made sandwiches, that kind of, you know, it wasn't like a top of the line Cuban restaurant. It was a place, you know, like sandwiches and things like that. So I went in there, and nobody spoke English in there. Nobody, not even the customers, nobody. And the menu was in Spanish, so I didn't know what to get, you know, and I didn't want to leave because I was hungry. So I pointed to something, had no idea what it was. I said, give me this here. So the guy nodded, and he made it, and then I got it, and it was awesome. It was awesome. It was like a steak sandwich, but the flavor was delicious. Delicious. I know Cubans make great coffee. But yeah, good food. It was really good food. If anybody said anything to me after that, you know, what do you think about that place? I knew what to say. I would say, you got to try it. It's really good. Good food. But Cuban coffee, awesome. That's it. All right. I'm going to cook this. Getting kind of late. And I may be back, I may be not. So that's it for now. Ciao.